Hey guys.
Welcome to a new video for the Tech Buddies podcast YouTube channel. I think it's been a long time since we made like a proper video for YouTube, and we've been focusing on mainly the podcast more. So I think it's time we focus a bit on the channel too. So today's video is going to be about the Apple Vision Pro because that's all that has been there in my Twitter feed since the past 2 days since the reviews came out, and uh, I think today is the actual like launch day. So lot of people who have bought it, especially like people who either have a YouTube channel or a Twitter account where they talk about tech. Everyone is talking about that. So I think um, it's only justified that we put our 2 cents on this topic too. So um, where should we start? I think we'll start with the price, of course, because everyone's criticizing it, and that's the main point of contention, the $3,500 price point. And the Apple Vision Pro doesn't have like any killer app, so to say, which justifies the $3,500 price point. Sure, it has like the top of the line high end materials, high end technologies, so many cameras around it, so many cameras inside it for eye tracking and stuff like that, which obviously costs a lot. And obviously the lenses themselves are packed with micro OLED displays, which are again expensive. Sure, manufacturing side, Apple has spent a lot of money and things like that, but from a consumer standpoint, when there are competitors like the Meta Quest 3 and things like that, which are almost 7 times cheaper, it's not like justifiable. So that was about the price.
Yeah, so next we can move on to the battery. The battery is really small. I mean, as advertised, Apple has said that there's only 2 hours of battery life. I feel like they could have easily tackled it by replacing the materials itself they use for the battery, using lighter plastic first of all, so that it's easier to carry around. And also the dimensions of the battery are actually pretty big, and it can definitely fit a bigger cell. You've seen power banks that are so much more smaller, fit much higher capacities, and just by simply increasing the capacity they could have delivered a better experience for people. One more thing they could have done to improve the battery is completely get rid of the outer display, which we will explain why the outer display could have been removed. These are all the things that come with the Vision Pro. So there's a good set of accessories, but they have to offer a good set of accessories considering the price. So I guess we shouldn't praise Apple too much. The 30-watt USB-C is kind of slow in my opinion. They could have given a higher wattage, maybe a 65-watt adapter that they include with the MacBooks. They could have just carried that on. And it's a very heavy device. That's one thing I guess Atharv also mentioned. But the actual form factor of it is very small. It's when you add the loop and all the light seal, that's when it becomes really big. But the actual thing powering it is pretty small. It's almost the exact same weight of an iPad. So you have to imagine putting an iPad this close to your head, and that's kind of like it won't be really comfortable. This solo loop it looks nice, but it's not very comfortable. The dual
Comfortable at all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The solo knit band, which Apple is promoting everywhere in their commercial ads and all of those, is not the most comfortable one, because it puts all the it makes the device front heavy, and then all the pressure falls on your cheekbones. And as per the reviewers, especially MKBHD, he could not wear the Vision Pro for more than an hour with the solo knit band. But the dual loop band is more comfortable since it sits on the head, and most of the pressure is relieved off the cheekbones. And MKBHD was able to wear it on at least like for his whole podcast, which was almost like 2 hours. So that is the more comfortable one. So as soon if you are buying one, then you'll be using the dual loop band more than the solo knit band, although it looks better.
Yeah, and also the outer display, it's not bright enough. It's not positioned well. Like Atharv can show that image, which kind of demonstrates what I'm talking about. And also it's just not high quality enough. It's not able to tackle glare and just looks uncanny. It's kind of unnecessary in Apple's part. Maybe they were afraid of like people looking at it in a very dystopian way, and like they were afraid of people looking at like, oh, they're very immersed in the Vision Pro and they wanted the Vision Pro to have a certain level of openness, but this looks more scary than like inviting. So I guess Apple could have kind of got rid of it, maybe saved a lot of money, made the device lighter. And they are trying to improve this, but I don't know how much of improvements can be done on the software end to like really combat this entire situation.
The other main drawback or things which Apple is getting trolled kind of for is the digital persona. So Apple has created this feature called digital persona, which they use during a FaceTime call. So you basically scan your face and your facial expressions, and Apple will create the digital persona. As of now, it's in beta, but then still it looks like super weird, and like even the hair, it feels like very frozen. It's not like natural, like how it's supposed to be. And although this is in beta, it looks super funny right now. Apple should fix that pretty quickly in the main version and in the final thing, whatever it's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
I think overall, although there are a lot of praises about the use cases, like some reviewer was cooking with the Apple Vision Pro on, so she could have a recipe on top, and then she could keep individual timers on top of the pans and pans and stuff, so that she knows when to turn it off and things like that. So there are many use cases as such which have been demonstrated, and there are like many apps which are available in the beginning itself, and there will be many more apps developed as people find out new use cases. So overall, I feel I'm pretty optimistic about the Vision Pro, and I'm sure Apple is also working behind the scenes on a cheaper version coming sometime soon. Those were my thoughts. Gautam, you have anything?
Yeah, and a few more things I wanted to include was the display. The FOV is not good enough. There's still like black borders around the corners, which Apple could have easily tackled. Sometimes the display, although the display is much higher in resolution compared to any of the competitors, which many people had mentioned, sometimes it kind of gets wonky under low lighting conditions, because after all, it does involve a lot of camera technology and things like that when displaying stuff. So that, I guess they can't theoretically tackle it, but I just wanted to mention it. And also, since there were a lot of drawbacks, which is the whole point of this video, that we wanted to highlight the drawbacks, we still want to highlight a lot of good stuff that Apple has done to kind of like balance it out. Just like from an industrial design perspective, the product is very good. Then another thing is there's a lot of attention to detail in some specific areas, which is common for Apple, but we kind of take for granted once we start using Apple products. For example, there was a post where like if your room is darker, like your room is bright but the environment you're in is darker, the Vision Pro automatically adjusts your hands and stuff, which comes in the frame when you're using the Vision Pro, and it also tints it a bit darker to match your environment, so it does not like kind of like shock you. I don't know, suddenly your hands are like bright like as a room. The pass through, from what I've heard by reviews, is excellent, and just the sheer amount
also
of like
the eye tracking and arm tracking,
the keyboard and eye tracking also, they work very well. And obviously, because of it being running on their uniform M series chips, that is the M2 chip, there's a lot of app support. One thing that could have been improved, in my opinion, is like just have better experiences in the terms of games, or like some collaborative experiences, which Apple should really start focusing on.
That's for the developers to work on.
Yeah, but even Apple should incentivize developers, because
incentivize them.
I don't know how things are going to go, but from a software perspective, I'm kind of positive Apple is trying to optimize the Vision Pro as much as they can. And like Atharv said, that we can expect a cheaper version. I wish the cheaper version comes with the high quality plastic that they use on the AirPods, so that it's lighter and more comfortable for people to use. But yeah, we wanted to keep this video as short as possible to cover all the important aspects of the Vision Pro, and hopefully like we have covered all the things you wanted to know. If you learn more information about the Vision Pro, you are to learn like our opinions on it, you can check the longer video we have posted out, and also we'll keep updating the podcast with like newer features or whatever the Vision Pro has. Also, one more thing that was kind of revealed is that you don't really need the outer glass for the outer display, because one of the tech YouTubers, he was doing like a durability test on his Vision Pro, and when the display broke, it was still functioning properly without any issues. So I guess you don't really have to worry about that aspect of it, that you have to go and replace the glass. Obviously it's better if you replace the glass, but still it's
I
probably
think it
like
can work without the glass.
yeah.
And this didn't break at any like small height.
Yeah.
This broke when he threw the device from 12 feet, so you don't have to worry about it breaking in the first place. And he did like a proper durability test where he banged into like random places, which could happen by mistake when you're wearing the Vision Pro, and there was no scratches or things like that. So durability wise also the Vision Pro has been built well.
And another thing Apple could have slightly improved or could have built in was like a small inbuilt battery. That way we can hot swap the batteries, so that you can kind of get a longer battery life out of your Vision Pro. That being said, we can kind of end this video. If you guys have any queries about the Vision Pro that we maybe could answer, then do let us know in the comments. And to know our full opinions and thoughts on the Vision Pro, then check the episode that we are uploading up. Yeah, it'll be in the description. Okay, I guess with that we can end the video. Thank you for watching.